the Gottmans came up with these things called the Four Horsemen. Basically, four things that if we don't do, our relationship will improve. And they give us antidotes, or the four things to do instead. And he found that 90+% of people who do these toxic habits get divorced or separated, whereas people who find a way to not do them or behave in a way that's healthy to the relationship, they make it. They become relationship masters. And so the four horsemen, as they call them, criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. And the antidotes in the same order are gentle startup, build a culture of appreciation, take responsibility, and psychological self-soothing. Another way we could describe the four horsemen is we've fallen out of love and gone to fear. Or in the moment, we're scared, we're feeling attacked, not enough, all that. So we go to one of these four things in a dysfunctional attempt to try to feel loved, to get our needs met. And the way I was taught to use tools is start with self, myself, and work outward in ever widening circles. So from self to relationship or family, from family to community, town, tribe, village, and then outward to state or nation or land, earth. And by building these circles and widening it out, that's how we build a healthy society, a healthy planet, a healthy earth, a healthy nation, a healthy family. Like spokes on a wheel, if they're all being taken care of in alignment, balanced, the wheel will spin and be fine and be in balance and turn smoothly. Inversely, if we start with the widest circle, the biggest one, let's say global or government or, nation states, whatever the widest, biggest net is, it's not a circle at all. It's either a pyramid or like a skyscraper with some at the top and a lot at the bottom. And if we ask ourselves how do most people relate with this largest level, whether it's nation or global country, are we treated with a gentle startup, or are the people at the top critical of the people at the bottom, or blaming or finding fault, or, there's some boogeyman? Look at the thing with 2020. There was one group who was who did what they're told. And then the out group, the group who didn't do what they're told, were these monsters who needed to be gotten rid of. And then that brings us to the second horseman. They were treated with contempt. There was no culture of building appreciation. There was no seeing any worth or goodness or smarts or any kind of like, let's look into what these people are showing us. Maybe there's something here. There was none of that. And then when the narrative or the powers that be all blows up in their face, or it turns out they're lying or behave badly or whatever it is, or did horrible things, where's the responsibility? Where's we really screwed up. Here's how we're going to fix it. Here's how we're going to step down. Here's how we're going to give up our power, our authority because we don't deserve it. Actual responsibility. Here's what we're going to do. When does that ever happen? Or is it 100% defensiveness, deflecting, and then on to stonewalling, literally putting up a wall, talking about building walls and saying, okay, this is the perimeter. This is the in people can go here. And we have fences with a perimeter and security and armed guards and military and weapons and missiles and everything to protect us. But everyone outside is never going to get in. We don't want to hear what you have to say. And how nice would it be if the ones at the top took responsibility and took a break and said, oh, hey, we're triggered or we're acting badly. We're going to take a few minutes to do some breath work, soothe ourselves. And then we're going to come back and we're going to have a dialogue about what's going on. We're going to be honest. We're going to put all our cards on the table. No more classifying things and trying to hide it for 75 years. We're going to put it all on the table. And this is a long-winded, roundabout way of saying that we are in a toxic relationship with authorities, whether they have badges or degrees or titles. They treat us with contempt and criticism and defensiveness and stonewalling, and nothing we do is ever going to get a gentle startup or for them to appreciate or take responsibility or soothe themselves when they get triggered or frustrated or whatever. They're not going to do that for one simple reason, because of power. They have the monopoly, and as long as they have that, they're like, we don't care what you do. We have the most guns, and we have the armies, we have the police forces. We can do whatever we want. No different from a wife beater. Big, strong man beats up a woman and uses psychological and verbal abuse to keep the abuse going or to hide it or to prevent her from going to the police or running away. It's the same thing. You know, a woman shows up with a black eye. Most people are like, oh my God, that's terrible. But if we, whether it's voters or country people or patriots, show up battered and bruised, our own country people tell us that we're idiots or we're conspiracy theorists or we should be idiots. We should die. We deserve to be a winter of death and starvation and all this crap. And for me, the reason this is important, even if we get the perfect society, whether it's through voting or through some kind of anarchy or whatever the system is, how are we going to hold on to it if we suck at relating? If we don't have just basic relationship skills and know the difference between functional and dysfunctional or toxic and healthy? If we don't have that, no matter how great the system is, we're going to throw it all away because we can't get along. And so it's crucial, so important that we learn healthy relationship skills. We learn what leads to separation, divorce, bad feelings versus what leads to loving, kindness, respect, families that feel good and are good together and create healthy children, and everyone on that age spectrum from cradle to grave feels respected and taken care of, and they matter and they're important. We build that with everyone, including the earth, how we build the materials, how we treat the animals, how we treat the plants, all of it. It's no wonder there's so much pollution because that's how we're treated. Everyone's seen as expendable and with contempt and useless and all these kinds of things. And so, of course, we're going to treat nature the same way. So for me, it's all connected. It's all related. Starts within. I go within and I'm kind to myself. I have a gentle startup with myself when I make a mistake. Instead of saying, oh, I'm an idiot or whatever, I say, oh, wow, I really messed up there. How am I feeling? Oh, I'm feeling scared that I'm going to be thrown out of the tribe or whatever it is. And we learn to appreciate ourselves, take responsibility when we don't meet our own agreements. And most importantly, we psychologically self-soothe ourselves. For me, go get in the water, breath work, get some sunshine, hang out with people, my friends, loved ones, super important. So if you want to know more, I built the tools course specifically for this because I found out the hard way in my own relationships that the 4 horsemen are there. It's going to destroy everything. And if the opposite is there and we have the antidotes in place and we focus on those, we have good relationships. It feels great. And so that's why I made these tools. I was shown how to do this in a good way. And I know we're never going to have a good community unless everybody else learns this too. It's got to happen. We have to learn this. We have to stop with the dysfunction and learn function, learn health in every way, every possible idea of the word. So thanks, and I hope this helps.